Bitcoin is back above $115,000. Ethereum is getting close to the previous all-time high, and we also find Cronos above the 15-cent level as well. Basically, the whole market is pumping thanks to just one person. So, what is going on? Well, guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. This video is sponsored by Obsidian Finance, the place to make swaps with low spread and low fees. Typically, we don't do a video on Fridays, but when we see Bitcoin with such a big candle, something special is happening. And it's not just Bitcoin. If you take a look at Ethereum, it's even better. Today, Ethereum is up about 8 to 9%. So Ethereum is on a massive run, potentially towards the previous all-time high. And also Cronos is getting back above 15 cents, which is a very important level. So what is truly happening? And guys, it's all due to the Jackson Hole conference. Jackson Hole is a city in Wyoming in the US, but really guys, it's about the symposium that's being held every year led by the Fed. This economic symposium is typically the place to forecast what the monetary policy is going to do. And today, Jerome Powell, head of the Fed, had a big speech at Jackson Hole. I will leave a link to the complete speech in the description down below, but this here is the key line in Powell's speech today, and you can find it here. Nonetheless, with the policy in restrictive territory, the baseline outlook and the shifting balance of risk may warrant adjusting all policy stance. Very fancy wording for basically saying, well guys, we have a very high interest rate at this minute, which is, by the way, restrictive. And that's bad, basically, for jobs. And therefore, in other words, a rate cut is probably coming soon. And a rate cut is exactly what the crypto markets and also the stock markets have been hoping for. We are not yet completely out of the woods because Powell is also addressing that higher tariffs have begun to push up prices as well. So inflation is still a risk. But if you take a look at what investors are saying now about the chances for a rate cut, it's back again at about 90%. So it's looking very good, guys, overall for a September rate cut. Lower interest rates are specifically great for high-risk assets like Ethereum, but also other altcoins. So that's also why you see Bitcoin going up about 3% today and Ethereum going up about 10%. And if we take a look at CoinMarketCap, you can see that basically all the altcoins are today outperforming Bitcoin. So it's a great day also for Bitcoin dominance, because if you take a look again at this chart, you do see we now have 1, 2, 3 consecutive red weeks for Bitcoin dominance. So again, is this potentially the start signal for a big altcoin season like we had here in 2021 or here in 2017? I don't know, but I do know that a low interest rate environment is a great catalyst for an altcoin season. If we're talking altcoins, we also need to address the CRO token, because what we can see is that CRO is precisely following the bullish fractal of 2021. But let's talk a bit more about that after the quick word of today's sponsor. Obsidian Swap is one of the best places to make trades on the Cronos chain. You can easily go from CRO into any other token that's available on Cronos. And even better, Obsidian Swap has a quest system as well. So if you make trades, don't forget to also claim your diamonds. For example, if you trade $250 worth of Mary, you can claim 5 diamonds as well. And these diamonds, ladies and gentlemen, can be used in their store. If you go to store, you can even, for example, do the roulette. And if you do the roulette, you can easily make a small gain as well. Of course, it's free, so it's a fun little game. We place our bet, and it's black. So unfortunately, guys, better luck next time. Anyways, let's go back now to the CRO Fractal here, because what we do see is that Cronos is once again accelerating at a great pace. At this moment, CRO is trading at about 15 cents 50, so it is getting very close to even that 16-cent level once more. But what I find interesting is that what we kind of expected here based on the fractal was a move down, a move up, and another move down. But now, after the quick reset, we're basically exactly at this fractal once more. You can see that we are again moving up. And according to the fractal soon, we should be talking about 20 cents. So if we keep following this fractal, guys, this might be very good for the CRO token. But still, I do think that we are now mainly in Ethereum season. So Ethereum is making the big moves, Once this goes above the previous all-time high, near about $5,000, I do believe that first Ethereum will make the big moves. And after that, when Ethereum is done with its big move, we'll see potentially the rotation into smaller altcoins like CRO, but maybe also meme coins like Doge, SHIB, or any other small tokens that we do see on CoinMarketCap. In general though, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just super bullish on the CRO chart because we keep setting again and again higher lows. So we are in a very clear uptrend if you zoom out. And in those uptrends, sometimes you have weeks of going down minus 20%. But as I mentioned many times, often those are gifts. So I did hope you bought the dip if you didn't have any allocation yet, because I do think this is only the beginning. If we get a true altcoin season, like what we had in 2021, and if that's the case, targets like 22 cents are only just the beginning for CRO. Sometimes it's good to zoom out and see the big picture, because we're here not just for 5x gains, but we're here for 10x or maybe even 20x gains in this cycle. And guys, Bitcoin dominance can fall like a domino. It can go so quick, so you need to be strapped in. But we have, of course, first some fierce battles that we need to fight, like 17 cents. I think also 20 cents will be a big psychological barrier. And finally, 212 or 22 cents here as well on the chart. But I will make sure, guys, to update you, so don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe for more videos. Of course, we have to wait and see what the outcome will be of the FOMC meeting in September, if we really are going to get this rate cut. But the words of Jerome Powell are so different than what we have heard in earlier speeches. So this is a great indication of what's about to come in September, but also potentially in October and December. So things are looking finally a lot better for altcoins as well. If you, by the way, want to learn more about the fractal we've shown you earlier in the video, don't forget to also check out this video because it is very interesting.